Television has always mostly been about entertainment. It's a way to relax and take your mind off your real-life stress, a break from reality. But sometimes the reality of the people behind that entertainment can be truly horrific. To Tell the Truth was a popular game show in the 70s. It's a show where contestants have to identify which person is telling the truth based on questions they ask.
My name is Ed Edwards.
Edward Wayne Edwards would appear on the show in 1972, telling his tale of reform after a life of crime. The reform didn't last long. 5 years after the show aired, Edward would take the lives of his first two victims in Ohio, William Lavaco and Judith Straub, a couple who had been dating for months. Police found Judith's car in a parking lot on August 7, 1977, with her belongings, like her purse and shoes, still inside. This prompted a search for the couple. The search didn't last long, as their bodies were found in some high weeds. Both bodies had shotgun wounds. A few years later, in 1980, while in Wisconsin, Edward would again go after a couple, Tim Hack and Kelly Drew, who he would stab and strangle. He almost got caught. He was even questioned, but they had no evidence to hold him. This case was dubbed the Sweetheart Murders. Then in 1996, he would take the life of his own adult foster son, Danny Boy Edwards. Edward would convince Danny to go AWOL from the army. From there, he would lure him out into the woods near Edward's home and shoot him twice, leaving his body in a shallow grave. Why would he go after his own son? $250,000 in life insurance money, of course. Eventually, Edward's daughter, April Belasco, realized that her dad might be connected to the Sweetheart Murders and turned him in, leading to his arrest and eventual death sentence. But he would die of natural causes in prison. Edward is suspected of committing other murders, and his daughter even believes that he was the Zodiac killer. One reason for this belief was that he would watch Zodiac coverage on TV and get mad that the details weren't correct. She was right about the Sweetheart Murders, so you never know.
Your fellow citizens, or do they look up to you?
No, when I was released from the reformatory, they looked up to me, and this motivated me to go on to bigger things, because this is why I was out there committing the crime, was for the recognition.
Mm-hmm. And this happens because a lot of people think it's a big shot thing to do, huh?
Yes, this is the more trouble you get into, the bigger you are in their eyes.
You met any Canadians before?
Never.
Well, it's about time, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Can I let you in on a little secret?
Please do.
Megan Wants a Millionaire's first episode aired on August 2nd, 2009. It featured reality TV star Megan Hauserman, who was looking for love in 17 rich men. One of those men would cause the show to get canceled mid-season after only 3 episodes aired, and most of the remaining episodes have never been seen. This is Ryan Alexander Jenkins. In early 2009, he was one of the men competing for Megan's love on the show. He did not win, but he came close. Shortly after the show had wrapped filming, Ryan met Jasmine Fiore in a Las Vegas casino. 2 days later, yes, I said 2 days later, Ryan and Jasmine would get married at a wedding chapel on the Vegas Strip. The relationship was rocky. Ryan was charged in June for domestic violence. He apparently hit her in the arm while arguing over her kissing someone else. It wasn't a good relationship at all. Fast forward a couple months to August 15, 2009, Ryan would report Jasmine missing. Jasmine's body would be discovered stuffed in a suitcase in a dumpster in Buena Park, California. Her fingers and teeth had been removed in what investigators say was an attempt to keep her identity hidden. But they did find out her identity in an unconventional way. A few days later, on August 18th, they were able to ID her by serial numbers on her breast implants. From the time Ryan reported Jasmine missing to the time her body was identified, Ryan went on the run. From California to Nevada to Washington State, and finally, Hope, British Columbia, where he would be found August 23rd in a motel room hanging from a clothes rack with a belt. The third and final episode of Megan Wants a Millionaire was aired on August 16th after Jasmine's death, but before she was identified. Ryan had also filmed and wrapped another reality show, I Love Money 3, which he actually won, but the season has never aired.
Be careful what you with, okay?
Who mixed up my cake? This is redneck pie. It's supposed to be golden brown on top.
Oh, here we go. I can control every part of my body.
I can control everything too. Control yourself and not get physical with me.
I'm not gonna get physical. I don't
Because
have
that
to
would
touch
not turn out well for you.
What did I do?
Tired of the same old
YouTube channels?
Looking for more excitement?
Subscribe to Creeper Nick if you're enjoying, and
Your host, Jim Lyon. Hey! Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And welcome to the dating game. And we'll get right underway. It's time to meet our first 3 eligible bachelors for game number 1. And here they are.
The Dating Game is a game show where one woman would blindly interview 3 men for a date. At the end of the show, she, still blind, chooses a winner. Then she will usually go on a date with the victor after the show. Rodney Alcala appeared on the show in 1978 and actually won. The woman, Cheryl Bradshaw, decided to not follow through with the date, stating that he was too creepy. Her gut instinct might have just saved her life. Rodney Alcala was in the middle of a murder spree when he appeared on the show. The year before appearing on the show, in 1977, Rodney had taken the lives of 2 women. The first, Jill Terry Barcombe, was an 18-year-old whose body was found on a dirt path in Los Angeles, California. There were various signs that suggested she was brutally sexually assaulted, beaten, and strangled. A month later, in December, a 27-year-old named Georgia Mary Wickstead was found dead in her apartment in Malibu. She had all the signs of the abuse the previous woman had, except this time the girl's skull was bashed in and her genitals were mutilated. Yeah, this guy's a monster. The year the show aired and the year after, 1978 and 1979, Rodney would continue his rampage with more women and even some children. He has 8 confirmed victims, but authorities believe that the real number of victims could be over 100. He was arrested in 1979 after Rodney's parole officer had recognized him from a police sketch. He was sentenced to death, then it got overturned, then he was sentenced to death again, it got overturned again. Look, there's a lot of court cases surrounding this guy. He even at one point acted as his own attorney and would question himself and respond to himself in different voices, which is just wild. He eventually would die due to unspecified natural causes in July of 2021. At the age of 77.
Bachelor number 1.
Yes?
What's your best time?
The best time is at night, nighttime.
Why do you say that?
Because that's the only time there is.
The only time? What's wrong with morning, afternoon?
Well, they're okay, but nighttime's when it really gets good. Then you're really ready. Come on, over here.